Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right?
It's taking a while to come back. I was like, what's going on here?
I thought you were doing the dad review.
I am doing the dad review. You must realize the reason why dads like me drive cars like this, because I drive an SUV like this, but also a V8, but nowhere near as cool as this. But the thing is, cars like this are always meant to make your kids look cool. Okay. Always remember that. These are not built for dads.
Yeah?
They're built, because you need a practical car, and that's why my previous one was a 30 diesel. It was perfect, but it was a plain Jane. Yeah. Right? The new one now, well, the newish one now, has a big stonking V8, and that's all. These cars are made to make your parents look cool.
So what, when you drop off your kids and
exactly,
you pick them up from school?
Exactly. And the reason why I'm going through here is where dads like me spend most of their time in traffic, and you're gonna see how people react. That's the reason why I wanted to go this way through to Camps Bay.
So you're gonna spend 1.7 million rand to make Raul look cool.
To make Raul look cool. It's all about my son, bro. It's all about that little man.
Right, that's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal.
This car is lovely. It is a bit sporty. I mean, in terms of practicality, you're not really gonna want sports seats like that, but they still work. They still sculpt around you.
This has got the three bench.
Yeah, I know, but
it comes standard with the two.
Because it's a coupe.
Have you guys ever put a baby seat in the car? You can see you haven't watched it go, because that's not really practical for a baby seat, but that still works. No, that's what I'm saying.
This is the 3-seated bench. This is the practical one.
You guys are not understanding.
What I'm saying is, if you have the normal one,
the normal one is a 2-seater, yes, in the back.
4-seater.
So the car's a 2 plus 2. Okay. 100%.
Equals 4.
This car
minus 1 plus 3. Big maths.
You see, this is what it's like to have children, because you're trying to get a point across, and these two swines behind me. Okay, the reason why is also, you see, because Raul needs to hear you coming. Okay. So I'm gonna go home, man. My dad's coming. Listen, is there? Yeah, that's my dad. That's my dad. That's what happens with a car like, because unfortunately, when you have a car like this, your kid automatically becomes a douchebag. Yeah. And it's an unfortunate thing. It's just one of those things.
That's why I say, you must say, if you got a kid, you don't have a seatbelt on right now.
A kid won't have a seatbelt. A kid has in a chair.
It's quite hot there, my butt. Do you want to just put this windows?
Don't worry, I'll just want to give it one last burn and then we can close the windows. I'm just doing this for oral pleasure, because
oral pleasure.
Yes, oral.
No, oral is mouth, boss.
Oh, you talking about A-U?
A-U.
R-A-L.
R-A-L.
Is
yeah, not O-R-A-L.
Yes, you see why? Because we're buffeting. So poor people on YouTube now must say imagine this guy's listening with Bose speakers and then just blew up his ears.
The good thing about that is that,
oh wow, if you sit in the middle, you actually slide around.
Yes, it's actually a weird sensation, eh? But here's my thing. So basically, what are you telling us? Actually, I don't understand what Richard's point is.
Yeah, he's doing the dad review, but
the point is,
so is it practical enough for parents?
No, it's practical enough. It's got a nice and because most coupe SUVs are supposed to be the sporty SUV, but then they lose practicality in terms of boot space. This is a lovely boot space. It's got big enough seats. That's what I'm saying, is that why I was going on about the seats. Normally it's a 2 plus 2, but normally if you've got that, because now I have quick maths in my head, if you've got the bench like that, it's still practical, even though they're slightly sculpted. So you can easily put a baby seat in the back. That's the point I'm getting across. You dads will understand. These two punks won't.
So
because you guys, it makes sense.
Do you take the normal Cayenne, or would you go for a coupe like this?
I don't know. This is cooler.
It is cooler.
This is cooler. In terms of looks, it is so cool.
And what I do want to say is, I mean, I'm not the biggest, every time I want to speak, puts my heart in the boot.
That's what I felt last time.
I'm not the biggest fan of coupe SUVs with like the other competitors from BMW, Merc. I think Audis are quite nice, but I think this is the best looking coupe SUV on the market.
I agree with exactly what you're saying, because the problem that we find is that one manufacturer came out with a coupe SUV and then they all had to follow suit. So as a result of that, I kind of feel like some of the guys are doing it just because they have to do it.
Yeah.
But it looks like Porsche, even though they were probably the last to come to the party, them waiting helped because this is a very good product.
My goodness.
It's a very, very, and it doesn't look arbitrary. You know, sometimes these coupe SUVs look weird.
Yeah.
But this car doesn't.
Because in theory, a coupe SUV doesn't work. How can you have a coupe with a car that's almost sitting on stilts?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't work. And here we are. This is also another practical test. Everyone now that has a family drives an SUV. Because why? It's safer, it's bigger. I mean, that's the reason why I love my wife driving my car. Because then if, you know, you never want this to happen, but if an accident happens, you tend to survive because it's so big. There's so much metal around you. Yeah. But look how easy this car is to thread in traffic.
Yeah.
Look at how easy it is.
True.
There's also one thing that I've learned it from when I was a kid. You got to do it for the kids.
You guys got to
so you got to do it. What are we doing?
I'm just waiting for your plane to land. Can I land it?
This is so disrespectful.
Can I land it?
I try to give a point.
It's hovering. Can I land it?
So disrespectful.
I'm gonna land it. Alrighty then. Okay.
That guy's going upstairs. By upstairs, I mean town. So I was just showing. There was a guy on the road that was going to town.
One thing that I must mention, guys, sitting in the back right now, and I've been driving this car before you guys, you can hear these exhausts so much more from the back of this car.
It's lovely.
But I'm not gonna take away from what Sam wants to speak about because this is his time to talk about what he likes about the car. So hold that thought.
So I was just gonna say this is the sportiest Cayenne you can buy. So it actually sits in between the Cayenne S and the Turbo. It's middle of the range, but it's the sportiest one you can buy. So what that means is it looks tit.
Yeah.
You're gonna sum it up.
Simple. That's the video. End of the video. Good night, guys. It's been good.
So you get lovely colors like this red color we've got here. You get darkened LED taillights, headlights LED as standard. It comes standard with the Porsche Active Suspension Management System, PASM, which is a bit of a mouthful. That lowers the car by 30 mils as well, so you've got that sporty kind of look. And also there's like a nice kind of GTS body kit as well. So it looks really, really nice. It's kind of the sportiest model in the range.
Nothing feels middle range about this car.
No,
that's the whole thing. I mean, because you look at the specs, it's 338 kilowatts,
620 newts.
That's insane for the middle range. It's like, sorry, Sam. Before I jump.
She's to the guy at a mamba body.
Yeah, no, I think I was jacked. I saw that guy. You know you're jacked. One of our
This is one of our journos.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Like what we're just saying now is like Porsches are creating such fast cars. Oftentimes you're happy with the middle range, like now.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not really a middle. It's actually the sportiest range. I mean, so this has got a sports exhaust system as standard. Which is really juicy, and the pipes are on, eh?
Yes,
the pipes are on, so I'm sure.
If you're in, no, actually they're not on. Believe it or not, you drive. So if you put,
so it sounds fantastic, and then
if you switch the thing to sport
there.
So we go to the little dial here. We turn it to, that's the wrong way. It's a sport.
Whoa!
And then you get the pumps and bags. Sounds lovely. Sounds very, very nice. But this isn't all you can get. So you can then, if you're having the coupe version like we're in now, opt for an even sportier exhaust system as an optional extra. And it comes with the 2 oval tailpipes, the juicy ones like on the Porsche Turbo S. And that sounds absolutely incredible.
Wow.
It actually, the exhaust system is set up so that it actually, as it comes off the V8 branch, both pipes, instead of them joining together, they run separately right to the back of the car, and then when you got it in sports mode, it actually cancels out the silencer. So as you can imagine, it's pretty throaty. And I mean, this is such a lovely car for me.
As I'm sitting in the back, it's ridiculous. You just watch my body. I'm gonna fight it. Watch my body. Yeah.
I've been waiting for all of you to stop talking, because all you guys would have been talking right now is absolute nonsense.
Or it's gonna turn as a dad.
I'm talking very factual.
As a dad, I can do that.
From my perspective, it looks great. It sounds great. It's the most sportiest Cayenne you can buy. So if that's what you're looking for, kind of a sporty SUV, you should be looking at like the GTS model.
And apparently that's what they sell the most of. So clients actually opt for this.
I think across the range they sell the most GTS. Like Carrera.
And the very interesting thing about the GTS is that the previous version, obviously had the V6, but that's because of obviously emissions, and obviously there's a drive obviously from manufacturers to produce better vehicles in terms of emissions, better vehicles in terms of everything. So this is a good thing. Sam's just going off-roading in the middle of Camps Bay. But anyway, it's fine. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I know you want to talk, but I do want to give it a little burn because I haven't really had the chat yet. So I don't even know what this car's about. And then I'll let you have a go.
What did the people say to you guys here?
The police officer.
Yeah.
I will find you and I will arrest you. That's what he said to me.
But you know the problem is he probably heard the car before he even saw it. So that's probably why he thought we were speeding, because we weren't really speeding. This car is very loud.
Yeah. But it's also like...
You see, that's also something that dads do. They look at you like this.
Like this, yeah.
Look out of the glasses just to judge you properly. And then carry on.
Well, I mean, we've got to remember, it is an SUV, but even still, it sounds great. It's a fast SUV. Let's not lie about it. But you don't really need more than this.
No.
You know?
No,
You've got great performance. The handling through these bends is really, really nice. It's not going to handle like a 911 or anything like that, but it does handle really, really well. So if you're looking for an SUV which is practical, Mr. Practicality, and gives you a little bit of sportiness, Mr. Sportiness, then that's great. You know, after this week, I'm actually going to need about a 4-month off period to have my head slammed into the back of car seats, because it's literally happened for 7 days.
So this is what I've got to say about this car.
Yes.
In this league,
I love how you
right?
Yeah, that's what I got to say.
So
It's probably going to slap you.
no, the thing is, right? No, man, this is how I crash a car.
But what do you guys
But this is what I got to say about this car.
Hello. You guys are going to be responsible for a dire accident.
A dire accident.
A Porsche.
Before you say your things, first of all, look at the knee space that I've got in the back of the car. Look,
I just heard a sound.
Look how much knee space I've got. Like, I'm in right in the smack bang in the middle. I'm the awkwardly shaped one, but look how much space I've got. That's why I'm saying it works. And you guys are going, learn your plan.
No.
It works. That's what I'm trying to illustrate. That baby seat can sit. You can have another human on the side. You've got a big enough space, even though it's a coupe. And look at this. I still have space. You see, this is the most informative test we've done. Why? Because we're looking at practicality. Yes. You're threading through traffic. You could use this car on a day-to-day basis. That's what
Richard, you're still going on.
I'm so sorry.
And so for me, the reason why this car works is purely, where's this? Because of this. When you've got this in your hand, you feel like a boss.
No, that's true.
And that's the whole thing when it comes to these kind of SUVs. Everybody out there is making a fast SUV. BMW, Mercedes, Audi. And we're not here to come tell you that this car's better than that or that car's better than this, because it's all about brand appeal. And that's the one thing about a Porsche. And that's why the GTS, because it looks the best, as Sam mentioned, it's got the practical elements that you've mentioned as well.
Because it's not the quickest.
It's not the fastest, but it still does 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds.
And
which
guys,
is still wow.
And if you want to go faster than that, buy a sports car.
Exactly that.
Buy a Turbo S and you'll want to slow down.
Yes.
Exactly
like,
that.
In an SUV, if you want a fast car,
100%,
don't buy an SUV, buy a sports car. But this just gives you a nice all-round package.
That's what I meant when I first started. I said, all you guys are talking about doing kilowatts and what you go. It honestly, in the greater scheme of things, for a family car, does not.
Yes, it's all about bragging rights, and that's 100%. Why it's so important that we could have gone and driven this car out in beautiful routes and taken corners pretty fast. Sam mentioned this car handles well. It's got very good performance. It sounds amazing, but this is where this car's going to live.
100%.
In Camps Bay, it's a high LSM car. It costs 1.7 million rand.
Only, but
of course, I'm just saying it's going to be a high. It comes with bragging rights. I don't want to say it's a poser's car, because that's not right.
Yeah,
but it comes with bragging rights.
Yeah.
And that's why when you hear in Camps Bay, in a Porsche Cayenne, you put your hand here, you look cool, and that's why people buy cars. Not because we told you to buy this over an X5M or anything like that. And I'll say this. For what the price of SUVs are going for, especially fast SUVs, when you can pay close to 2.5 million rand, at 1.7 million rand, this car,
this sort of noise,
compared to its rivals, is actually quite well priced.
And don't get us wrong, guys. Like Cisco said, it is a fast car, but it's fast enough that if you want to do a little exciting burst, you can. You've got the handling to take a mountain pass if you want to, but more importantly, you've got enough power to impress your friends, make your kids laugh, and also overtake and cruise on the highway. So it's not slow, it's not the fastest SUV you can buy, but you don't need anything more than this.
Exactly.
Because if you're looking for more than this, go and buy a sports car. Like
and on
said.
top of that, it's practical. You can use it every day. It's not cumbersome to drive.
It's got all the latest tech.
Yes, it's easy enough
Apple
to park.
CarPlay.
Oh.
It's got all the stuff that you need.
And unlike BMW, they don't charge you for having red seatbelts.
Yes.
We don't know actually. Is that the?
It comes in the GTS.
Oh yes, true.
Before
actually.
we end the video, the one thing that I'd like to say is actually thank you, Porsche. Porsche is one of the few manufacturers that will listen to feedback from journos, customers, and because the previous version of this was a V6.
Yes,
and it wasn't as exciting.
Yes, and it was good, but because a lot of people thought, you know, that all GTS had a beautiful noise out of that V8, they're like, okay, cool. You guys want a V8? We'll give you back a V8, and they've given back a V8.
And that's the second time it's happened because of the 718s.
Yes, everyone was like, we want 6 cylinders, and Porsche said, cool. You want 6 cylinders? Here you go. Here are 6 cylinders.
Yeah.
So for me, there's that jack guy again. The guy will come and hijack this car away from us just with his pegs.
I would literally just keep doing this. That's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing the whole time.
It's beautiful.
This guy's not happy with that. Sorry, guys. There's a guy on a Porsche driving on top of me, and there's a GP plat. I mean, for Pete's sake, man. That's exactly what's going on. So, guys, final thoughts?
Awesome, great, all-round sporty SUV package. Probably one of the best on the market. Gives you everything: looks, performance, capability, tech. Because the new range of the dashboards now on the Porsches are epic. Good practicality, and the GTS is the Cayenne to buy if you're looking for that kind of overall package.
That was on the car, just FYI.
That was a motorcycle. I stick to my guns. Rich has spoken so much about practicality, but we can say this.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, let me do that again.
Are we leaving this in the video?
Oh no.
Yeah, leave it in
the whole point, what I was trying to do was this.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5.